Hi everybody, Janine with Czarina. It's only taken me about 2 months totally to finally get this off the ground, but I'm happy to share some thoughts with you, get back on video a bit. Not looking tired, not looking rugged, because certainly the days that I thought I wanted to get on camera, I just felt like I was looking a hot mess, and you know what that's about, ladies. So um, finally, today is a day that I feel like I'm looking somewhat ravishing. So I decided to get on and just have a quick discussion with you and say hello. A lot of things being discussed on the blog, and just kind of wanted to touch on some of those things. Obviously, last week we discussed, pivoting in business, as well as sponsorship for women at all levels in terms of their career mobility within a company. And this week the theme is the talent shortage, or the lack thereof. You decide. I'm calling foul on employers and saying that it's a bunch of propaganda about the workforce, and perhaps the talent is indeed there. And I suspect the talent is there, but we just don't know what to do with that talent, and we don't know how to woo them. We don't know how to develop them. We don't know how to attract them, and we're certainly not retaining them. But just to take a step back, last week, the discussion was on pivoting, and how adaptable is HR really? Are we truly business partners as we, continue that whole conversation of partnering at every level in the organization? Are we truly being adaptable in all the instances that matters, to be sure that we're serving our internal clients and even our external clients in the best way possible? I suspect that that answer is no. And yes, there are some companies that do this well, but I suspect on the whole we're not being as adaptable as we could be. I think we're still managing processes and a lot of paper, and still kind of presenting some of the red tape that has gotten us some dirty words thrown our way over the years. So, the whole theme of the pivoting is to stand your ground while also extending yourself and trying to be more adaptable and trying to be more understanding, and just opening up and listening and actually hearing what your partners need and delivering on that. And I think that's going to be huge going forward in business. I think if we can't learn to do that, I think that's going to be our demise. Not a ton of other things that we hear about, but I think this is going to be our demise. And obviously I had a guest blogger, Joanna Harris, on last week. Phenomenal woman who spent her time as a legal attorney for the U.S. Justice Department and so forth. But her claim is that women need sponsors, not mentors, sponsors. Somebody that is solely taking on the responsibility for your career development. And I think I have to agree with her, because I think I've had a few of those guardian angels myself in certain companies that have kind of guided me through my career. And you do need somebody that's got their heels dug in at the top that can advocate for you. And it goes slightly beyond mentorship. So if you didn't catch it, certainly check out the Aristocracy of HR for that one. Great article, great thoughts, and something that I think companies need to take heed on, which brings me to talent shortage. So obviously if you're not developing your people, then they're bound to be transient, so to speak, or not loyal to you, on the move. And so this week I'm calling foul on employers, and forgive me, employers, because I do love you, but tough love is in order here. My thought is that there is not much of a talent shortage as we think there is. That the talent shortage is something that we've kind of pumped up so that we don't have to take responsibility for the fact that we're not really creating viable opportunities for people within the organization. And top talent, I've recruited for many years. I've not had a great difficulty in trying to find good people. There's always your hard to fills, but I find the conversations are easier, but, getting them there, retaining them, treating them, as they should, or providing remuneration that is commensurate with the efforts that you expect of them has been lacking. And those are the things that I found that, don't become attractive to talent, top talent at that. And those are the things that are creating the difficulty. So the question is, how do we get back to, the days of training and development? How do we get back to the days of properly, compensating people for their efforts, so that we don't lose our top performers? And that's a question for every business to look at contextually based on what they can offer and the state of business, and but it's an important question. And if you're not able to compensate them financially, what benefits, what fringe benefits, what other opportunities are there for you to properly compensate somebody holistically? So these are just some of the things I'm mulling around at the beginning of the year, and I think I'm going to continue thinking about them because I think all three of them are at the root of some pretty far-reaching issues that we have in the workforce that I think HR has to pay decent attention to, kind of above beyond the usual talk of big data and all these other things. Not that those things are not important, but these are the people issues. These are the things that we're supposed to excel at, and yet they are issues that we continue to see and continue to talk about year after year with no solutions. So this episode is kind of charging you to think about what are those people issues that we're still kind of behind the eight ball with. What are those issues, and what are you, my people in the trenches, doing about it? I want to know. What are you guys doing about it? Because I know that I'm pushing forward, but I want to know what you're doing about it. So thank you everybody that's supporting the new website. I'm at thearistocracyofhr.com, obviously. I will be trying to put out more Ask Czarinas, asking some pointed questions. And if you don't mind, I'm going to just kind of pull up my blanket here and take a bit of a rest. But it's good chatting with you, and I'll be in touch soon. Bye.